Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to an episode of Great Locks. I'm Gunther the Great, and today we're going to be looking at your guys' dreadlocks. So if you tagged Great Locks on Instagram, you're going to be featured on today's video. And guys, if you want to be featured on these videos, make sure to follow Great Locks on Instagram, and you have the potential of being featured on the page, the channel, and even the website. Now, before we get into it, I want to talk about the website, greatlocks.com. It is basically everything you need for your dreadlocks from start to finish. If you need a crochet needle, if you need a dread sponge, depending on how you want to start your dreadlocks, everything you need is on there. So if you have straight hair, curly hair, whatever you are, whatever color or race you are, everything you need is on the website. And also, before we get into it, I want to talk about the product of the day. And today's product is the dread sponge. So a link to that is going to be down below. But you guys, let's get straight into looking at your guys' dreadlocks. So we'll just go to you guys who tagged Great Locks and we'll see who has dreads. Now, real quick, for everyone out there who tags Great Locks, I'm really looking for, look at the feed, look how the photos look nice, and usually someone is taking a picture of the people with the dreadlocks versus a selfie, or nice lighting to where you can actually see the hair. So those are kind of some of the qualifications, have someone take a photo of you, have a good quality photo, have it nice lighting, maybe take it outside or in front of a window. So you can see that they all have really pretty good lighting, they look very clear, they're high quality. So that should give you guys some clarity on what the qualifications are. So this is a 5-month lock update right here, and they look really cool. They look like they are about 5 months, and I think these are gonna look really good after they mature. And they actually look like they have a pretty loose curl pattern, which is really interesting. Here's some really long dreadlocks, and it looks like straight hair dreadlocks as well. And I personally love straight hair dreadlocks. I like when people have them, and I feel like there's one or two ways of going about with straight hair dreadlocks. Some people out there that have really maintained straight hair dreadlocks. Now, my personal preference is to have kind of a loose kind of look with straight hair dreadlocks. But there are people out there that get them really tight, nice and crocheted. And the way they get that is it's a bunch of crochet work. Some of them do interlocking. And for me personally, I think the way they look, I think it looks cool. If you put it this way, for lack of better words, a little bit messy or just frayed and kind of stuff like that. And I feel like these are the definition of what I'm talking about. These dreadlocks are really clean. They still look like they're kind of new, so probably maybe a year old. Looks like you just bleached them too, so they actually look really clean. Cool cat. I really like these dreadlocks. They look like they're in the beginning stages. They look brand new. And I just know personally for me, when my hair was this length, it was my favorite. It was the best time really for me. I really liked the way they looked. I liked how they stood up. The thing what got annoying is when they got down to eye level and they would just be hanging in front of my eyes. That was the only thing that bugged me. But his is really at the perfect length. They're not going in front of his eyes. And I just liked the way this style looked on me. Here's another set of straight hair dreadlocks, and you could see that these have just recently been maintained, and it looks like they just did a bunch of crochet hooking. Another thing that pulls in a lot of hair for any dreadlocks is palm rolling, which I've noticed personally. Even if you have curly hair, because it's typically not done on a tighter curl pattern, palm rolling really does the trick of pulling in a lot of loose hair. But you can see that he still has, some frizziness, but that's totally natural and completely normal. So for anybody out there, sheesh, look at this transformation. He has a little bit of wave to his hair and just really tight. And yeah, I'm 100% positive they used a crochet needle. Could have even done a latch hook, a really small one, which I've seen people do that before. Yeah, eventually over time, this is just going to turn out to look really good. I feel like in the beginning stages for straight hair, it just looks way different than beginning stages for a tighter curl pattern. And it's all natural, it's all normal. So it's one of those things where you just got to get used to the way it looks and have the end in mind at all times and know that they're going to keep on looking better and better and better. Here's some really long dreadlocks, and they look pretty interesting. These almost look like they've been interlocked. Here's a really old photo. I'm assuming she's had them for a really long time. That's really cool. This is actually really, really cool. This is some young photos of her. So I'm assuming her dreadlocks are really long. And yeah, her dreadlocks are actually really long. That's really cool. But I'm trying to look up close on her dreads, but I'm telling you, it looked like her hair was interlocked based on the texture of things. And interlocks kind of look like braids, or I wouldn't even say braids. They kind of just look like chain links. But on the flip side, she could have just been doing twisting. And either way, her hair is really cool. Nice and thick. Now this guy's actually been shared on the page before, and I feel like his dreadlocks are just so cool. He has a lot of dreadlocks and he has more of a straighter curl pattern, I believe. But I feel like dreadlocks I feel like this length is one of my favorites. So that's why I really like these. And he does have a full set of dreads. So for me, I always thought when I had my first set of dreads, I always thought, man, I always wanted to go back and start with a full head of dreadlocks just because they turn out so much better in my opinion. But at the same time, I do like the high top fade with dreadlocks. But you get so much more hang time with the full set of dreads. And that's something that I definitely would most likely try in the future after, you know, I don't know how long, but I'm going through a whole freeform process right now. And I'm not exactly sure when I would actually do it, but that's something I would definitely want to do in the future, is do a full set of dreads. Because I feel like you can do so much more with hairstyles, and I think it'd just be cool to try it out. Not only try it out, but just to have them. Like, I feel like, because he has a ponytail right here, and it looks so clean, and his hair is just so much more full. And that's one thing you run into with high top dreads, is your hair is not as full, and when your hair hangs down, it doesn't look right sometimes. So that's one thing to consider with high top versus a full set of dreads. But you guys, that is the time we have on today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to be featured, please don't forget to tag Great Locks and follow us on Instagram. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.